Hi everybody. I'm going to start with an Ars Poetica, which is a kind of statement about poetry and what a poem can be. When I was trying to write it, I was thinking about the idea of friction, and then my flatmate, who's making his own telescope, he placed a heavy, small lens that he'd grinded in my hand, and it made me think about weight as well as friction, and this is the poem that I ended up with. Ars Poetica. I am the weight of small, heavy things, snooker balls, poker chips, and paperweights. I'm the flame from the spark that friction brings. I'm a bag of old marbles and lost ball bearings that moves the hand a fraction with its freight. I am the weight of small, heavy things. I am the charged irons of brushing skins. I am to scuff and to snag and to rub and to chafe. I'm the fire from the spark that friction brings. I am beer bottle lenses and magnifying glasses. I am polished pebbles. I am clean slate. I am the weight of small, heavy things. I am scrapes in the paintwork, drawers opening, drawings in the hot breaths condensate. I'm the blaze from a spark that friction brings, the power of dead batteries spinning towards the bin, the comfort of a Zippo's weight. I'm the flame from the spark that friction brings. I am the weight of small, heavy things. The next poem is about a great big thing, a chairlift. I'm a teacher, and one of the perks of the job is that you get to go on lots of school trips. I recently went on a skiing trip with the school, and I was sitting on a chairlift, and I was strangely moved by the sight of empty seats coming back towards me. And I wrote this very small poem when I got home. The chairlift. We are being maneuvered to the mountain's peak. Cables heave and move us quietly up a no-man's land of off-piste white. 6 abreast we're bound for the shrouded heights. They pass by now in mass retreat, invisible legions, seat after vacant seat, returning over the brow. I wrote the next one when I was on a school trip as well. Seems to be all I do really is go on trips. This was a trip to Belgium and the battlefields. And at the start of the trip, I read a poem to the students by Philip Larkin called 1914. And the first line of that poem talks about the lines of young men lining up to join the war effort. And they're sort of queuing up as if they're just going to a cricket match. And the idea of lines just stuck with me through the whole trip, and the poem is called Lines. Those long, uneven lines in Larkin's 1914, boys standing idle, sanguine, lining up to join in. The same lines leaving like light beams for the front line, fired in straight lines towards the tiny tidal shifts of the gain line. Communication lines, hard lines, lines crossed, crossed lines. The step taken up to the firing line, bullets lined in a magazine, a grenade bowled body line, the bullets lined through the spleen. Grass blades turned incarnadine, sanguine lining green, the mined veins of bloodlines, discontinued genes. Lines handwritten, lines reread, lines to revise and refine, lines of Owen and of Rosenberg, lines of Gurney and Sassoon, and saplings lining the new roadside, a line of trees to screen, the long horizontal, rank and file, lines of the unknown, and crisscross frost-lined gaps, lines set in stone. Final three poems I'm going to read one after another. They're all from my dissertation, which was called Amber, and in it I was interested in the idea of in-betweenness and being in in-between places. The first poem is called Club Going, and it's a poem I kind of wrote in my head while it was happening. I was in a bar waiting for people to turn up, and they never did. So making up a poem gave me something to do. The second one is a version of an Italian poem by Eugene Montali, and it's called The Balcony, which is a good kind of in-between space. And then the final one is about being in a place which you're about to leave and leave behind for the last time. Club Going. In a room somewhere in the northern quarter, I have my jacket on and my scarf is folded in my pocket. My friends have not shown up, and I'm not up for dancing on my own. I nurse 2 beers, send 4 unanswered texts. This takes me back to the ecstasy years in London. Bagleys, fabric, turnmills, home. The feeling of being alone in being alone. I don't smile at the bouncers, they don't smile at me. I stand by the exit where the closed circuit shows silent films of clubbers entering. They pay up out of shot, somebody stamps the backs of their hands, and then they're in and unmuted. Foreign bodies brush against me, trailing aftershave, smoked cigarettes, mid-conversation. I return my empty glasses to the bar, decide the place was not worth stopping for, and head for the lime light of the building's front. Then it's other people's taxis, the tinted glass of a stretch limousine, and me lighting up under the awning on the silent screen. The Balcony. The slight appeared to be simple, to magic into nothing the space that spread before me, out from the room and the certainty of your flame. On this dark rail I rest an elbow and see my spent intentions vanish like smoked cigarettes into the blunt, hard nothing. The anxious catch of breath behind me as you wait to live the life that glimmers, grows. This is the life you alone glimpse. You incline your face towards it now, through the screen of this unlit window. And the final poem is called There. An Apple laptop and wireless internet, 2 new plates, a pinch pot, the fruits of pottery lessons since I left. Here there is glue in the crack in the toilet. Here too, in a basket, the closed case of my mislaid glasses, 1 magnetic spice rack unassembled, and an unpaired shoe. A snap of us in Cornwall, pinned under a leaflet, and here's my missing reggae, at large, in your CD rack. Here is the painting that couldn't be split, and the joy of cooking with your notes in the margin and the trace of an oily thumb. Here on the bedside, pressed like a fossil, are the overlapping imprints of tea mugs. I call a cab, fill up the last black bag, a silk tie tangled round a cricket bat, some razor blades thrown in with the Scrabble set, a pressure gauge in a pencil pot, and a sleeping mat at rest on a 5 quid print. Ophelia, with fantastic garlands and weedy coronet. That's it.